according to the Associated Press, evidence, and they have evidence of and mapped 72 mass graves created by ISIS both in Syria and Iraq. And this occurred in territory controlled by the group. These mass graves were often crudely made with little regard taken in order to hide the sites. In other words, the sites were hastily made, and some of the bodies were not even fully covered. Part of the way they verify the sites is because ISIS has taken no steps to try to conceal it. In fact, this has become a part of their propaganda. And so in addition to on the ground witnesses, people who could verify it in Iraq, the people doing the research could not get into Syria, yet they were able to connect with people in Syria who could verify locations, and using satellite imagery, they were able to verify 72 mass graves. In some graves, they have as few as a few hundred bodies. In some graves, they have a few thousand bodies. One of the graves in Iraq represents a group of Iraqi soldiers who were all killed. They were made to lie down in the dirt, and they were all shot while they laid face down in the dirt, and a mass grave was created from that. ISIS has been... This is one of the more ruthless realities of ISIS. They have been specifically targeting groups in addition to the people with which they are engaged in combat. For example, you remember the 2014 incident with the Yazidis. They were targeted in August of 2014, where they were not only surrounded, they were being starved out, and as people would leave, ISIS would kill them in mass numbers, and then ISIS would encroach on them more, killing them even more. And their wholesale slaughter, that was what brought, in a lot of ways, America back into Iraq. Because of the appeal made directly to President Obama by representatives of and the Yazidis, saying this large-scale massacre is happening as we speak by ISIS. And this is just one of the many groups that ISIS has targeted in this fashion. President Obama ordered an airstrike, which essentially liberated the Yazidis back in 2014. Many other groups and all those who opposed the Islamic State make up the remainder of the dead. So there's a combination of nationalities, combination of political ideologies. Just anyone who ISIS opposed has found themselves on the receiving end of their brutality, and over 72 mass graves have been discovered with bodies just completely disregarded as nothing more than ISIS's rubbish and thrown away. Many of these bodies, because of the way the bodies were disposed of, would never, according to one report, will never be able to be identified. And in fact, the total number in these graves may actually be unknown, or the presence of other graves makes it impossible for us to know exactly how many people have been killed in this fashion. The estimates are between 10 to 15,000 people who have likely been killed at the hands of ISIS.